This is the Vet Alumni Podcast with Tech and Prem.
It's the Vet Alumni Podcast. I'm Tech, he's Prem, and we were off last week.
We were.
So
it was
we're
a
the
bye
Birds.
week for us, bye week for the Birds. You know, it kind of makes sense.
Trade deadline came, it went, moves were made.
They were, man. I like low-risk moves.
I give Howie an A for this just based on what you gave up.
Right.
And my feeling on what was given up is different from a lot of other people that I heard.
Yeah, because there's compensatory picks that are going to come back anyway.
Exactly.
So you got a guy like Jaelen Phillips, right? 18th overall pick a couple years ago. We know that his career hasn't been what people might have expected, but he's playing for an organization that is like one of the worst places to play in all of professional sports. Not just the NFL.
No, you're right.
So you got a guy like that. Now you're putting him into a defense that is already a machine.
Yeah.
With elite players at every level.
I agree.
He can probably thrive if he stays healthy. I mean, that's the question with Phillips. I think
he knows Vic's system. He loves Vic. Vic loves him.
It's a beautiful marriage.
It is. It really is.
Yeah,
it's almost like when they traded for A.J. Brown.
Right.
And it was like, well, that's Jalen's best friend. At the time, we don't know how that's...
a lot of media BS with that.
I think they're still
very
Diana
close.
Rossini
should just retire.
Oh, my God. She has been rough.
Just put
with the AJ
down,
stuff.
Start like a cosmetics podcast or something.
Here's how I feel about the trades, and let's start with the first one.
Yeah,
Michael Carter the second.
Right.
So they basically look. I have no attachment to Mechie. Mechie couldn't get on the field. In fact, with AJ out.
Right.
The third receiver would have been Mechie, and it wasn't. It was Darius Cooper.
Yeah, which I like actually better.
Yeah, and I think they didn't, and that should have. I didn't see that, and none of the writers caught that was signaling Mechie's way out of here. He was out the door.
Yeah, they briefly gave Mechie a special teams look.
Yeah, that didn't. He can't. He's not a special teamer.
No.
Cooper's a special teamer. That's why he's perfect for the fourth receiver role.
Yeah, I look at it like you got all three of these guys for basically nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a third round pick for Phillips, but you're going to get that back.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, the way I see it, on Michael Carter II, first of all, and everybody's like, oh, they're going to move Cooper to the outside. It's like, nah, pump the brakes. Listen, in no sport is there such a thing where you trade a backup who can't get on the field for a starter. It doesn't work. You trade depth for depth. So that's the way I see Michael Carter.
I think DeJean stays where he is.
Yeah, me too.
Strong.
I think
Vic said that.
I think
as well.
I think Carter he's insurance. He's an insurance policy just in case it does not work out on that other side and they're forced to move Coop there.
Yeah,
if that's what they got to do, then I mean, at that point, I think you'll see Michael Carter II starting in the middle. But at this point right now, he's a backup nickel, and that's fine. You see, that's the difference, right? A fourth receiver compared to a fourth corner.
Right.
Like a fourth receiver ain't getting on the field with the Eagles.
Usually.
But a fourth corner will get on the field.
Right,
you'll see him in packages and you'll see him.
Here's the thing, too. I don't know if you realize this.
Basically a pick swap.
You know, Adoree Jackson is top 5 among cornerbacks in incompletion percentage.
Really?
I'm sorry. The percentage of throws that he makes tight windows for the quarterback, like a special metric.
Really?
Third is Quinyon Mitchell. First is Sauce Gardner. So
how about that trade?
The percentage of throws coming his way that are like are tough for the quarterback created in a small window because of the play of the cornerback is the metric. Fifth in the NFL. Problem is, most of those are getting completed.
Yeah.
But still, I thought that was interesting.
I didn't think he was atrocious this year. I thought Keely Ringo had been atrocious until the Giants game, but, I know that he was the highest graded defensive player on the field.
I saw that.
Yeah, he's going up against practice squad receivers, so what are we talking about
here? I know. But, with Jaire Alexander, I know you're going there next.
Yeah. Basically a pick swap.
Yeah, and not only that,
Nothing.
but you got a guy with a very high ceiling, man. And that's what the Birds are set up to do. The Birds are not in a position where he has to come in around day one and be elite. No, if he is, hey, that's awesome.
But
he
there
just
is a
has
rumor.
to be elite by January.
There is a rumor floating around that he's going to start Monday night.
Well, I like that only because it's against his former squad. And if anybody knows these receivers, it's Jaire Alexander.
But here's the thing about Jaire Alexander.
I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind it at all.
I think he walked in the door fourth on the depth chart, to be honest.
Yeah,
I had him behind Bennett. And right now, for me, and I am the antithesis. I am the complete opposite of a Ringo guy. But right now, it's like Ringo 1, Jackson 2, Bennett 3. And
in terms
really,
of the backup guys.
Yeah, and really, Bennett's kind of an incomplete, like Vic said, we don't know what he is. We haven't gotten a chance to see what he is.
Too, a lot of it with cornerback, it really is, that's a position of all the positions besides quarterback on the offensive side that is truly mental.
And he's young. He's the one who's got the starter of the future kind of possibility if
he's got the
it
tools.
Can all come together.
Yeah, he's got the tools. Look, you got a position where Vic can kind of throw it all out there and see what sticks. And I think that's how these last 2 months are going to go.
Yeah.
Now, these next 5 games are very difficult games, all 5 of them. You come out 3-2 from these 5 games, you're sitting at 9-4.
Well, wait a minute. Who do they got after the Cowboys?
Well, that's the 5th game in the sequence, right?
No, I think that's the 3rd, because the Packers and the Lions are tough, right? Now, if you can,
right, it goes Packers, Lions, okay, yeah, Cowboys, Bears in Philly, and then Chargers in LA.
See, I think
4-1 is possible, but I think 3-2. 3-2 is more realistic. If you're sitting at 9-4, though, you're in good shape at 9-4.
I see no reason why the Eagles should not.
Because then you get Raiders, Commanders, Bills, and Commanders.
Yeah.
You're going 3-1 in your last 4, regardless.
Yeah, I see what they've done now is they've activated the 13-win roof.
Which is what we talked about in the preseason.
I still feel like, okay, they're at about 12 wins now.
I think 12-5 is where they land.
They were 11 after we weren't here, but after they went down to 9 in my book after that Giants loss.
You got to look at the whole season, though. You got to look at the whole season. Plus, that was MetLife. That was one. They just don't play well in that stadium. This group doesn't play well in that stadium.
Okay, but since then, I got them.
Their pedigree is championship
I got
pedigree.
them back up to 12 now.
Yeah, I got 12-5
with a possibility of 13 if they can win one of these games. I think they're going to lose. So
one of those is going to be at the end. Washington will have Daniels back. Maybe.
Yeah, but
they probably won't play
sweeping,
him. You probably shouldn't play him at this point.
I don't think you should either. And I think we sweep them. And I think that last game is a Tanner McKee all backups special.
Yeah, because we probably have our seeding clinched. Well, I know we might not. We might have to win that game to get the top seed. And you want to get the top seed. You want that bye.
I'm okay with the 2nd seed.
Nah, you want that bye. And everyone coming right to the link. 2nd seed. No, it's only the top seed gets the bye. They changed it. Only the top seed gets the bye.
Really?
Yeah, that's it, man. And that's what the Birds did not have last year. They had the 2nd seed, and that's why they played a wild card game. Remember?
I don't remember.
We played 3 playoff games.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we had to play. Green Bay. No, Green Bay in the wild card, LA in the divisional, Washington in the championship round.
But they were all at home because
the
Detroit
Green Bay was
lost.
Right, exactly. But here's the thing: if you get that top seed. And I think you're going to have to play all the games to get it because you have all these 6-win teams. You're
right. We didn't get a bye last year. Well, I think we get
it's
a bye.
all good because it felt like it because they were all at home.
Yeah.
And they changed that structure starting 2 years ago where the top 2 seeds don't get buys. Only the top 1 seed does.
All right. So you want to get.
You
that
might
1
have
seed,
to play
right?
that game. I agree with you. I hope that it's a Tanner McKee game, but you might have to play that game.
I think this Packers game is a tough spot for the Birds, and it shouldn't be because they're coming out to bye. They're fresh. They're healthy.
They're not scary.
They got guys.
The Packers aren't scary.
No, they're not.
They play like these weird low-scoring games. They do nothing for entire quarters.
Here's why it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot because they're coming off of a loss to a terrible team at home.
Right, which tells me that if they try to play a
legitimate
contender at home, they're going to lose.
I don't know about that. I think it's a tough spot because they are laser
Let me give you this,
hyper-focused right now on winning this game.
So is Nick Sirianni, and you know what?
Yeah, I hear you.
He's 9-0 in his career against the NFC North. He's never lost. To the entire division, Tech.
That's why these two games
division.
These 2 games now, and I had a feeling they would be when the schedule came out.
What, a split?
And by the way, when the schedule came out, for all the complaining and whatever, even from me, of course, we when I went back and like we had them at the bye week at 6-2.
At 6-2, we both did.
Yes.
Yeah, because realistically, we're not like fanboys. Like we're commentary guys.
Yeah.
We know what we're seeing. I think 1-1 over the next two. I would not. The sky isn't falling if you lose one of these games.
Yeah, I see. It's 1-1,
It's
but
not that big of
here's
a
the
deal.
thing, though, is that these two games right now, for seeding purposes, man, these are the two most important games on the
But
rest
let
of
me
the
just
schedule.
prepare you for this, Tech.
Because they need the tiebreaker
You need
on
to
both
remember.
these teams.
You need to remember who we're talking about. We're talking about the Jalen Hurts-led Birds that are 20-3 in their last 23 games, right? That are on a record pace for not committing turnovers. Jalen has done something this season through 8 games. Did you know that where he's at through 8 games in the history, well, since the modern history, since 2000, only like 4 other quarterbacks have had 5 NFL QBs altogether. 20 offensive touchdowns with 2 or fewer giveaways the first 8 games. Patrick Mahomes in 2020, Russell Wilson in 2019, Drew Brees in 2018, and Tom Brady in 2007. All 4 of those guys are probably going to the Hall of Fame. You could say Russell Wilson is borderline, but this is remarkable. So you're looking at a different beast here. Jalen coming off the bye, I would not be alarmed or surprised either way if they go 1-1. I would not be surprised if they went 2-0.
Then I'd rather get the win against the Packers because they could be there at the end. When I look at their schedule, they could be there at the end.
In terms of fighting for that top seed.
And I would love to have that tiebreaker over that team.
Yeah, because we already got it over Tampa and LA.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's crucial. No, I agree with you. You got to win both of these games against the Lions
and we have a better
Packers.
conference record than the Seahawks, so if it were to come down to them, I think that we'd be higher
I'm sticking
rated.
to my preseason prediction that the Birds are going to, for the first time since 1948 and 49, winning back-to-back NFL championships.
Well, hey,
that's the only other time in their history that they had a stretch like this with the wins.
Yeah.
Only other time in their history, 48 and 49. World War II was still fresh in the minds of the Utes.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
That's the last time we saw a run like this from your Philadelphia Eagles, Tech.
I mean, look, and Howie Roseman's a big part of that.
Man. They're different.
Jalen Hurts is a big part of that.
Jalen Hurts doesn't get enough respect still.
No, but that's good. I like that.
It is.
I like that he does
use that.
Yeah.
And you know AJ is going to be on fire the last half of the year.
I hope so.
They're going to be on fire.
DeVonta Smith is just the best, though.
He's on a good pace.
He's unbelievable.
1,200-yard pace.
Look, and Jalen, look, the one thing they just got to coach out of him that sneaks in when you don't want it to is just the holding the ball too long. And I get it.
But he makes plays, though.
He does
He
make
gets
plays
those sideline
ultimately.
comeback throws. I don't know how.
No, he does.
I don't know how
Tremendous.
he completes them.
That I'm telling you, so far, the pass of the year is that 3rd and 13, A.J. Brown on the comeback route, Vikings
Without
game.
that, you lose that game.
Phenomenal.
You lose that game without that throw.
And that was a scramble drill.
There's multiple throws in that game. That's a Jalen game.
That's a Jalen game.
You don't win that game without Jalen Hurts. It's crazy. You can look at a variety of games this year and say, well, you don't win that game without the defense. You don't win that game without Jalen Hurts being on fire. You don't win that game without superior special teams. And now we can say you don't win that game without the run game because we have one of them now.
Yeah,
this team truly
Tank
can
Bigsby.
win.
His name is his game.
Wow, I want to see him get more carries. I think
got to.
Preserve Saquon for the playoffs, man. Like there's no he's not going to run for 2,000 yards. You're not that team you were last year.
Well, now you know you got a running back, too. I like what I saw from Shipley.
That
but
was exciting,
Shipley gets hit and goes off. He limps off the field all the time.
Tank Bigsby, though.
He's a limper. Where Bigsby comes in, and Bigsby is just I love what I see from Bigsby.
You saying Will the limper Shipley?
I think he's a limper, yeah. He gets hit, he limps off. I love him, though. He's the kind of guy where he makes plays. I see him on the field. I'm like, yo, this guy, he can play.
Oh, I got a big announcement related to Birds all-pro lineman Landon Dickerson.
What's that?
Tuesday evening, November 18th, outside of the new art history store.
Yep.
7214 Frankfurt Avenue. Landon Dickerson will be at the store for his new shirt release with Art History 101.
Yes.
I'll be spinning on Frankfurt Avenue
Yeah.
out front for the event. Landon will be in there taking pictures with the fans, shaking hands, giving hugs.
Yes.
No autographs, not that kind of thing.
Right.
Pictures, hugs, and shirts.
Love it.
I'll be spinning out front. It's going to be an evening thing. You come out anytime between, say, 5 and 8 o'clock. You may or may not see me out there. I will be out there at least from 6 to 7. We know that much. So
Love it.
Tuesday, November 18th, Landon Dickerson in the building in Northeast Philly.
Big Landon.
Frankfurt and Cottman.
Love it. Big Dom will
Yes,
be there
sir.
too, most likely.
He may. We were joking about that. I'm gonna have my Fly Eagles Fly queued up on the system for when he pulls up. It's gonna be good.
Gotta do it. All right, so look, we got the Packers, we got the Lions, we got the Cowboys. Here's the thing about the Cowboys, right? Like they stink.
I know.
But they're like annoying against the Eagles, especially in Dallas.
And you split against them all the time. But their fan base is going to be insufferable. This is their Super Bowl.
Right.
They're not going to make the playoffs. This is their Super Bowl.
Before the Jaelen Phillips trade, I was like, look, Eagles are going to lose 2 out of 3, but it's not going to be the end of the world. I'll hate it, but it's not going to be the end of the world.
They're not going to lose 2 out of 3, though.
Now I don't think so. Now I do think they go 2-1.
They'll win
out of
2 of
the
these next 3. I think Jaelen has just graduated to a different stratosphere.
I think
you almost have to look at him like you looked at Donovan. Well, he's even better than Donovan.
He's better than Donovan.
But I mean, in terms of what you'd have those,
because he's a winner.
Those 3-4 year stretch where you're like, oh, Donovan's going to win this one for us.
Right, yeah.
Jalen is at that. He's beyond that level. Jalen is approaching, like, dare I say it, like Tom Brady-esque, like when he has to have it. Yeah. Tom Brady would just find a way to do it. I think Jalen's like getting there.
I think they beat the Bears.
Yeah,
okay. I think they beat the Bears at home.
It's at home.
I think
Caleb Williams is all right. He's not horrible.
I don't think a whole lot of the Chargers, but it is.
No, it's in LA.
It's in LA.
Well, they play well in that stadium. They light it up in that stadium. That's a fast track. That's a DeVonta game. That's a game where DeVonta gets loose because they're going to be so focused on everybody
I'm almost like, let's get back to that game later. I want to see the next few games before I think about that game.
It's a week-to-week league.
Not sure about the Chargers
It's a week-to-week league. I mean, they could come out and look like the Super Bowl birds on Monday night.
But after
it's the big lights. It's the bright lights off a bye, Tech.
Yeah, but after that, the only game I got circled as a loss is Buffalo and Buffalo. And not because Buffalo is so great.
But it might not be.
I'm not saying it's definite. I just think, I know, but I'm just like, it's that time of year, winter. It could be a snow game in Buffalo. It's going to be a tough game. I kind of
like it if it is a snow game because we're more physical on defense.
And that's one of the loudest, rowdiest places to play in the NFL.
But these guys are just built for it. I think regardless.
No, I get it.
No matter how you shake it out, I think you're right. I think our initial preseason prediction of like 12-5 is where they land. I think they lose 3 more games.
I
don't know which ones.
Yeah. I think it's one of these next 3 for sure.
I agree with you.
I think we could lay a dud against the Chargers. We could. I'm not saying we will.
One of these next 3, Chargers, Bills could be how it goes.
That's the way I see it.
And then you're 12-5, and that's probably good enough for the first seed.
Please lose to the Chargers and the Bills if you're going to lose 2 of the.
They don't matter.
Because they're right. They're out of conference games.
And then you might see one of those teams in the Super Bowl anyway, and you have a little bit more juice.
Maybe you see one of them in the Super Bowl.
No, Herbert's a pretender. He'll never win.
Exactly.
He'll never play
when
in
I
a Super Bowl.
say that, I wasn't thinking about the Chargers. I was thinking about Buffalo.
No, but Herbert is a pretender. He will never. I'm putting it on record. He will never play in a Super Bowl.
I agree with you.
Because he's going to throw 4 picks when it matters most.
Unless he's on another loaded team somewhere else, and then
pulls
they get
off
there.
like the Matt Stafford approach,
right?
Which is, by the way, that's what Dak Prescott is going to have to do if he ever wants to play in a Super Bowl. He's going to have to go to a team kind of like Stafford went from the lowly Lions that never did anything to a Rams team that was ready.
Yeah.
Dak and whenever his contract's up, he's going to have to do that.
When the Jaelen Phillips trade came down, and I heard a few people say we gave up a little much. It was a little rich. I look at it like, first of all, before we even talk about what you're giving up, for a guy who may not be elite, but he is great. He's a great pass rusher.
Yo, man, look.
Especially, he hasn't played. Yeah, he played with Bradley Chubb, but he hasn't played with a Jalen Carter.
So check it out. Now your Super Bowl defense, right? Here's your hypothetical super. If we get to that point again, right?
You gave up your 3rd round pick, which is the worst of the 3 third round picks you got, and. Oh, by the way, that if he doesn't stick around and he signs a major deal somewhere else, you get somewhere around that 3rd back.
Yeah.
Or if he's okay and he signs a decent year, like $14 million, around 14.5, something like that, you get a 4th round. Okay, so basically all you did,
it's a rental with protection.
Yeah, you basically rented him for a deferral and a move back into the 4th.
But if he plays well, and you can always just bring him back on a nice little 2-year deal if you want to. But here's the thing. Your Super Bowl defense hypothetically could be Phillips, Carter, Davis, Smith on the line.
If he can stay healthy,
Bond,
yes.
Dean, and then Campbell lurking to rotate in.
Yeah, you rotate
and then you got
Edgecombe.
And best case scenario, Alexander gets back to form on one side, Q on the other side, Coop in the slot, Reed, and then safety really at that point is your only weak point with Makuba if he's back there. Or Sidney Jones comes back. What's Sidney Jones' deal?
I also heard them say, I don't know. But Sidney Brown, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sidney Brown. Sidney Jones. I know. I do that, too.
I think you did that recently on the show,
I
too.
did. Yeah, I did. Because that's Sidney Brown, Sidney Jones.
How many Sidneys
I know.
are in the NFL?
But when Howie talked about Michael Carter, he talked about him playing safety. How he can play safety,
I'm not
too.
opposed to it.
So
so could Coop. Here's the thing. Coop, I kind of like... It's not much different than him in the slot. It's a little different in that he's on a different level of defense.
Yeah.
But with Coop's athleticism and he's so mentally
they'd rather have Coop in the nickel or on the outside, so they got Carter to play nickel and possibly safety.
Think about exciting Whites as the safeties.
Yeah, because Epps is out now. They stashed him on the IR.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's hurt. I just think they said, well, we don't want to cut him.
Migraines.
Yeah, is that what it is? I don't. Who knows?
Stash him for migraines.
Yeah, and they did the same thing to Ojolari,
which is not crazy to say,
that.
by the way. Which is not crazy to say.
No, I suffer from him. It's brutal.
It's brutal.
Brutal.
The Excedrin stopped working for me.
It does. It stops working. You got to catch it early.
It doesn't work anymore. No matter when I catch it, Excedrin doesn't work anymore.
As soon as you feel a tinge, if you take it, it doesn't work?
It doesn't work anymore.
As soon as I feel it, I take two, and then I wait.
They changed brands.
I wait about, I feel that too.
It's
because
different.
I took it. It's funny you should say that. I don't want to get on an Excedrin talk here, but
we could go on tangents.
I took Excedrin. I had a series of migraines in the last couple of weeks, especially last week when we were off.
I'm good once or twice a week. I have to take it once or twice a week.
I took Excedrin. I took a third one an hour after I did it. I waited a few hours later in the afternoon, and it still hadn't gone away. I took a fourth.
It's not the same anymore.
It's not the same. And it didn't work.
A company bought it called Halion or something.
Really?
Yeah.
It is not the same.
It's not the same.
I wonder who...
to bring it back full circle to sports, I bet a lot of football players are upset about this too.
Yeah, because Excedrin is it was a wonder
If I was a football player and I was achy, that would be like a pregame thing for me. Pop 2 Excedrin, go play some ball.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that's not performance enhancing. That's over the counter for crying out loud.
Exactly. Oh, all right. I hate to get on an Excedrin talk. But,
all good.
All right, the Cowboys, real quick, we have to touch on the fact that they pretty much traded a boatload for Quinnen Williams, who is, by the way, great player, right? Great player. But, he ain't winning you nothing. I mean, he ain't winning you nothing.
No.
Their
defensive problems go way deeper than just adding
deeper.
A very good defensive lineman.
Yeah, and a backup linebacker who lost his job on a bad defense.
Listen,
Michael Carter did.
Cowboys
to be fair,
3-5-1, right? They will finish 8-8-1.
I think so. Yes, 8-8-1 is exactly where they're going to be.
That's where they'll land because they'll go 5-3.
Because we do agree, right, that the division's over.
Oh, yeah.
They won the division.
It's the biggest division lead in the NFC East since 2004. Did you know that?
That's
since
unbelievable.
Those 2004 Eagles. That year, man. They were 7-0 that year.
With 9 games to go, they won the division. That's just unbelievable.
And on top, you're the defending Super Bowl champions.
It's just,
and you've won the conference 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And if you win the conference again this year, and dare I say it, you go back to back. We're the next NFC dynasty. AFC, I got to separate NFC, AFC. Last NFC dynasty probably was the Cowboys.
Probably what? Wow.
Because it was Patriots and then Chiefs dynasties. So the last. So
I wanted to say Packers, but not really.
So if we're tracking back to the 70s, right? The last 5 or so dynasties, Steelers.
Yeah.
You could say the Raiders too, because they won a few there in the late 70s.
Okay.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Back then the Niners, then the Cowboys again.
Patriots, Chiefs.
So the last NFC dynasties were 2 different groups of Cowboys teams, 70s and 90s, and the 80s into the 90s Niners, because you can count them too. They won.
Absolutely, yeah.
We would be
2 eras of Niners, too.
Yeah, 2 eras. We'd be the next NFC dynasty if we win a ring this year.
That would be...
Because that's 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, 2 rings, and your quarterback isn't even 28 yet.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Dude, that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. And, I mean, when we started this show, we were like, oh, hopefully Carson Wentz can play.
Right.
Think about that when we started this show.
No, you're right.
Where we were as a fan base.
And then when we
did have the ring, though. We did have
I admit, I didn't get picking Jaelen because I didn't know what they knew behind the scenes about Carson. I mean, none of us really did.
Yeah, but that pick was
from the moment we saw Jaelen for the first time, I think we both were like,
He's got something special. Yeah, he's got the intangibles. I mean, that's the greatest pick in the history of the franchise.
I think so.
At this point.
Jesus
it is.
Jesus Christ.
DeVonta Smith is probably top 10.
Man, DeVonta is my favorite, probably my favorite receiver of all time on the Eagles.
Yeah.
My favorite Eagles receiver of all time.
He hasn't topped T.O. yet just because of the excitement.
T.O. is just 1 year, though. Devontae's doing this every year.
Going to finish with
and
way more
Deshaun
TDs.
Jackson was my guy.
Well, yeah, Deshaun is probably, actually, now that you say that, Deshaun's probably still my favorite all-time receiver.
Well, yeah, he's got that Iverson thing for me where he's like the Iverson of football.
Yes.
But, like, Devontae has a mix of Devontae and finesse, like possession finesse.
Yeah.
Where it's like AJ is more like a T.O. type of guy.
Oh, he looks like him too.
Yeah, but like Devontae, I think he's the best pure receiver on the team.
He's so good, man.
He's just so
good. He's
good.
The way he goes up and gets the ball, the types of throws that Jaelen knows he can throw him.
Yeah.
I mean, how about the Jahan Dotson over the back grab?
That was just phenomenal. And that was, I'm like, oh no, there's a pick, and then boom, Dotson mossed them.
Well, they were kicking like a dying animal.
I know they were.
But that's what the Giants did to us.
Yeah, I know they did.
So
they won by 17. We won by 18.
Yeah. That's very typical of an NFC East rivalry, man.
It is.
These games are just so they're so odd from week to week.
Plus, we had never seen. It's almost like the Phillies, right? Not to go to yeah, right. And not to go to like a baseball analogy, but like it's almost when the Phillies lineup is seeing this hot rookie pitcher they've never seen before. They've never gone up against.
We know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen.
Well, this group
and the Eagles went up against Jackson Dart and Scattaboo and never saw them before.
Right. And Bo Nix for that matter.
Yeah, and Bo Nix. So yeah.
Although that game
we collapsed. We lost that game. We lost that more than the Broncos actually won.
Yeah.
The Giants obliterated us because
that's our only true loss.
Yeah, we weren't ready for we didn't know what they were until it happened, and we're like, yo, we weren't ready.
They're not going anywhere, and Scattaboo will be back. They're not going anywhere. This division is going to be good for years.
I think it's going to be good.
And the Cowboys will be
eventually
the worst of the four teams.
Yeah, well,
just have to throw that.
Commanders are old, and Jaden Daniels can't stay healthy.
He'll come back though. When he came out, I thought to myself, this guy kind of looks a little too thin and brittle to play quarterback in this league.
He gets hit, he goes down, he goes out.
He's almost like he's not that much bigger than DeVonta Smith.
No, he's a little bigger. A little taller.
He might be 15 pounds heavier than DeVonta.
He's not super heavy.
Yeah, like Jalen's like a stocky built dude.
Jaelen is a built dude. He's like a linebacker playing quarterback.
Yeah, and even like Justin Herbert, he isn't like that
like
big,
a
but he's 6'4" though. Justin Herbert, like he's tall. Like Jaden Daniels might have been like his best years his first year.
Yeah,
what the jury's out because he has a great mind for the game.
You said he'd have a sophomore slump, and this is by definition
find that clip.
A sophomore slump.
We got to find that clip.
Yeah, because I heard Kurt Warner repeat it. He said, hey, listen, there's sophomore slumps, and then there's what Jaden Daniels is having.
Yeah, well, plus the injuries, that's a little bit different. I look at a sophomore slump as he's playing every game but not playing at the same level.
Well, that's true.
The injuries complicated.
He wasn't really playing at the same level either. Threw interceptions, turned the ball over. Hadn't done that last year.
Well, you know how the NFL goes, man. It's not for long league for a reason.
It's true.
And it's because the tape is on him now. Now all of his tendencies can be tracked. These guys in these analytics department at these teams, they're running tape through AI. They have to be.
They know.
See, like, they're getting detailed breakdowns of if this guy is in this personnel and he gets rushed from this position, what does he do?
Absolutely.
If he's in this personnel, he gets rushed here, then he runs out to the left, but then dips back to the right. What does he do? Like, they have
it's on coaching staffs and the player themselves to buck that trend.
Yeah, which is what the Eagles have been able to do the last few weeks.
Yes, they struggled for the first month and a half of the season.
But they adjusted, though, and it started with that dagger in Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota turned things around.
Man, that play to DeVonta right there.
Phenomenal.
You can look at that throw and say that might be a point in the season when we look at it from the end of the season where things like made a nice right turn and stayed on track.
Yep.
Now teams approaching us. How do you prepare to beat us now?
I don't know, because now we've asserted that we do have a running game and that it's back, and we have a dual, aside from the quarterback, we have a dual running back set that you got to watch out for now.
And a tight end that's caught the most touchdowns in football.
Yeah.
And did you know that Jaelen, Pro Football Focus, has him rated as the highest against the blitz?
Yep.
When he's kept clean and on deep balls.
Yep.
What else is there to do?
I think he holds the ball second longest in the NFL.
Well, that's probably why he's got so many opportunities to have these metrics, though. But yeah, he does. That I agree with you. There's times when he's holding the ball and he doesn't get rid of it and he take a big loss.
He took the worst sack I've ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
Any quarterback take.
I know what you're talking
and then
about.
big speed.
Donovan took some bad ones.
True, but this one knocked him back.
I know.
Second and 31.
And then they converted
and then big speed with a 34-yard run.
Dude, I was losing my mind, bro.
Me too. I was like, oh, my God, he bailed Jaelen out. No one's going to remember that sack Jaelen took now.
No, 2nd and 31, 4th and 26. Is it any different?
Right. Unbelievable.
Crazy, bro.
All right, so let's get to the Week 10 Tech 10.
Let's do it.
It's the Tech 10.
All right. At number 10, even though they lost this week, listen, I can't in my conscience, I can't live with myself if the Chiefs aren't number 10. I just feel like they're still
some
a top
people
team.
have them in the top 3, which is absurd.
No,
they're 1-3 when the opposing team scored 20 or more.
To me, they were a top 3 team for the last couple weeks. Not now. They are 10 on this list.
All right,
now they are 10.
I can get on board with
Until they start rattling off some wins, which I expect them to do.
You could argue as high as 8 for them, but 10's fine.
I'll put them at 10 only because I like New England right now. They're number 9.
Okay. They're going to lose this week.
I like to pay. Who they playing this week?
In Tampa.
It's a tough game. That's a tough
1
game.
1 o'clock kickoff in Tampa.
Number 8. For me, it's the Buffalo Bills.
All right.
Listen, they were off this
list.
list.
On the back of Josh Allen.
They were off this list for almost 3 weeks. So I'm going to say the Bills are back on now.
All right, fair enough.
Number 7, it's the team we're going to see Monday night. It's Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Despite that home loss to Carolina and the clunker they laid against Cleveland.
And they have a loss to Cleveland, too, yeah.
I know, but for some reason, listen, they're a mystery to me because, they're like an uneven team. They show up. They look like one of the best teams, if not the best team in football when they are rolling. And when they're not, it's like, what is this team?
Vic is going to give them fits on Monday night.
Well, I
would
so.
not be surprised if they struggle to get to 20 points. And if they only get to it with like a late stat pad TD, I wouldn't be surprised because Vic just knows how to counter Matt LaFleur, I think, pretty well.
Yeah.
And their receivers aren't like world beaters.
No, they got one that Watson's good. And
he got injured last week, though.
Oh, is he out?
I'm not.
Because Tucker Kraft, that was a big...
Kraft is out,
that's
their
big
biggest
loss.
weapon.
Devastating
outside
loss.
of Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft is the biggest safety blanket.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Love, you're going to really notice that on Monday night.
Well...
I think you're really going to notice that.
I hope.
Yeah.
Number 6, I struggled here, but all right. The Colts are number 6.
Okay.
I watched that Colts game.
Then you're going Rams 5.
I was going back and forth. No.
Oh, wow.
Not yet.
All right.
I'm not going. I actually like
the
the way the Rams look right now.
But
we're gonna go Colts. Number 6. They were due for a loss. They were due for a bad loss.
Yeah.
And it was a bad loss.
They're still on fraud alert.
Slightly, yes,
because
they beat bad teams. They beat 2 good teams.
Yeah.
So they're not.
I don't trust them in the playoffs.
No, me neither. But we're at week 10, so considering that, they're number 6.
All right.
Number 5, the Seattle Seahawks. For me, I really like this team.
Sam Darnold, when you put together what he's doing this year and then what he did last year with the Vikings, he's like 19 and 5.
Yep. I think Darnold
It's pretty good.
that is one of the biggest vertical threat offenses in football.
That Smith and Jigba is the real deal.
Right now he's the number 1 receiver in the league. He's playing like it. He looks like it. He looks.
Hey, you slap Quinyon Mitchell on him, he won't look the same.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we may see. We may see. We might not ever see.
I think they're gonna come back down to earth a bit. I didn't look at their schedule. This is just me saying this without even seeing their schedule.
They could win 13 games.
I looked at their schedule.
Yes. They could win 13 games.
They get the Rams again, right?
I think so, yeah.
They get the Niners again.
I believe so. But the Niners are on fraud alert for me.
They are, too.
If they're
Niners,
they're like
Colts are-
15th on my list.
Yeah.
The Niners.
Because
But-
Purdy's going to come back, and you don't know what they're going to be.
Right. That's true, too.
You don't know what they're gonna be.
But, right now, I really like the Seahawks brand of football. Seahawks number 5. Number 4 is the Tampa Bay Bucks. I really like the Bucks, and I hate them at the same time.
Yeah, because Mayfield is liable to have a night where he sails every throw.
Yeah, I know.
But doesn't get talked about, though. Like,
No.
the same metrics that apply to Jalen Hurts do not apply to any other quarterback.
That's true.
In terms of, like, opinions.
That's true. Number 3, I'm going to go to Rams here.
All right.
I like the way they've been playing football. I still think they could be in the NFC Championship.
They could be.
I see.
It'd be in Philly, though.
I see Eagles-Rams in Philly.
You do, huh?
The rematch. I could see that. I mean, out of all the teams, and by the way, my top 5, all NFC. All NFC.
Well, that's really where it's at, which you haven't seen that in recent years.
No, you have not.
This is a throwback
this year,
season.
Deep.
Yeah.
NFC is deep with like eight decent teams.
It is.
So number 2 for me is the Detroit Lions. I'm bullish on the Lions because I kind of fear them the most.
I know the Baltimore Ravens are number 1, huh?
Yeah. No, the Philadelphia Eagles are number 1 this week. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Of course. How did I forget about the Birds?
Are number 1. Baltimore
For some reason I thought you had said the Birds.
You know what
already.
though? On my teams to watch list is the Bears, the Ravens, and the Niners only because
Well, the Ravens are different now with Lamar back.
I want to see what the Niners do. They've been on fraud alert for weeks, and somehow they kind of keep winning. They lose one, and then they win a couple.
I'm proud of you, though. You got the Birds at number 1.
The Birds are number 1.
They should be.
Because they should be.
They should be.
When I look
You're
at this
6-2
list,
and you're the defending champ.
I'm like, well, look, until the Lions beat the Birds at home, I can't put them number 1 this
The game's
week.
in Philly, right?
It's in Philly.
Goff's throwing at least 2 interceptions.
We'll see. Look,
I just don't trust him when the lights are brightest. I just don't trust Jared Goff when the lights are brightest.
these are the 2 toughest games. I mean, forget about Buffalo. It's in Buffalo, but it's a non-conference game. And
It doesn't
if you
even
lose
really
that,
matter
it's
as
close.
much.
It's
Yeah.
second to the last game of the
Right.
year.
Right.
I look at the 2 biggest, most impactful games on this entire schedule that are left are coming up. It's Green Bay, it's Detroit. These are the 2 games you got to get up for.
Yeah.
I mean, if they beat Green Bay, if they come out of Green Bay with a win, they're in a tremendous spot coming home to play the Lions.
I know.
It's tremendous.
It is.
And that's why they're number 1 on this list, because I see it as a huge possibility that, hey, they could go 2-0. I got them 1-1. They could go 2-0. That's
all right.
That's
I'm with
where
you.
we're at.
There's the Tech 10.
There it is. So brought to you by the Fairless Hills Academy of Music. It is now time for VetPhact.
This is a VetPhact.
Tech, one of our favorite eras of Birds football. Why I'm rocking my throwbacks tonight.
Yep.
Buddy Ryan's Birds.
The defense.
November 8th. 1987. I'm using November 8th because they never won a game at the Vet on November 7th, which is when this show is being released. So November 8th, 1987.
That's all right.
1 o'clock kickoff, though. Then Washington Redskins came to town. They were 6-1. They were rolling. The Birds were 3-4. They were reeling. And the Birds going into the half trailed this game 21-17. It didn't look good. However, they would come out and they would win the second half 14-6 to get the 31-27 win.
Wow, which that could be the number we're looking at this Monday night.
It's very possible. Now,
very possible.
with the Birds, very interesting day for Randall. 18-31, 268, and 3 TDs, but also 3 INTs and 4 sacks taken.
Whoa.
Not too good, but he ran the ball 7 times for 80 yards. Anthony Toney, 20 totes for 87 yards and a touch. Our guy, Kenny Jackson, 4 grabs, 98 yards. Greg Garrity, 3 grabs, 63 yards, including a 40-yard touchdown. Me neither. And Mike Quick only had 2 for 38, but one of them was a crucial 32-yard grab that they had to have at that point in the game. This was a battle. You know, Jay Schroeder, this is crazy to me. Jay Schroeder, Redskins quarterback, 16 for 46, Tech. He had 30 incompletions.
Yeah, I remember Jay Schrader, I think.
Jay Schrader,
Yeah, I remember Schrader.
The Birds did have 2 INTs. Ronell Young had a 30-yard return on an INT. He also recovered a fumble. I mean, Ronell Young responsible for 2 Birds turnovers.
Once again, I'm drawing a blank.
I remember Ronell Young.
Okay.
You had Art Monk on this Washington team.
Of course.
Art Monk had a day. 5 grabs, 81 yards, a touch. Gary Clark had a day.
Yeah.
5 grabs,
legend.
$119 and a touch. But it didn't matter because the Birds would pull to 4-4. They would gain ground on the then first place Washington Redskins led by Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
What a name in football.
Hall of Fame.
On this day, 1 o'clock kickoff, Buddy Ryan's Birds did enough in the second half, only allowing 6 Washington points to be scored after trailing 21-17 at the half. They got the 31-27 win, November 8th, 1987. Wow. I was 4 years old. You were like 6, right?
I was 6. Sixers aren't serious, Prem.
I'm excited, man.
I mean, I think they're a more exciting team to watch. Yes, I think they're a more fun team to watch.
More positive than negative so far. I went to a game. It was a nice, easy win over.
That was an easy win. You saw a good
one. The Magic, over the Magic.
Yeah, the games that really matter on this schedule, this first part of the schedule, they just got killed by both of these teams.
Nah, they didn't get killed. They lost on a buzzer beater the other night.
But they collapsed. They were up by 22 points.
Well, yeah, but right,
they collapsed.
You were up 22 points.
There was no way
you lost
lose
on a
that
buzzer
game.
beater.
A competent team doesn't lose that game.
Sure, it's basketball. A lot of good teams lose.
I don't know about that.
But
that's bad basketball.
You're 5-3 though. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about a team.
They went from second with a possibility to be in first place to 6th.
You can't talk about places 8 games played.
I know. I'm just. But you got to take it all into consideration.
Yeah, and when I look at this, every single game they've played, they've had 5 guys in double figures. Yeah, that's unheard of. I think they're better when Joel's not in the lineup.
Of course, he should be out. I don't.
Yeah, but don't overreact to a few games here.
When he's on the floor, the running gun stops, the ball movement stops. It's Joel, it's dribble, it's Joel, it's shot. Whether he makes it, and if he makes it and he gets 25 points, 23 minutes, everybody goes, "Oh, Joel, 25
They should have traded him when they had the chance. I told you before last season. I said trade the guy. That was when his value would have been highest, coming off the MVP year. And they didn't trade him. That's when you really could have got a nice haul. But this team's still going to win 50 games. It's a 50-win team.
We'll see.
50 and 32. They're 50 and 32. That's what you're looking at.
I don't want to overreact, right? Okay. I'm just telling you, I do not think they're serious. And I'll tell you why I don't think they're serious.
Well, they're not a title contender. We know that. But they're going to be the 4th or the 5th seed. 4th or the 5th seed.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of see them, and I know there's 82 games, right? I know where they're at right now. That's kind of where I see them at. I see them as a 6th seed. That's kind of where I see them.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if there's 5 teams that are going to finish ahead of them.
I don't know. I don't think they're better than the Knicks. They're not better than the Bulls right now. They're not better than the Cavs right now. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball left. Bottom line is,
they might not be better than Boston.
Before the season,
I'm going to be at the game on Tuesday night to see with Boston.
Nice. I didn't think 5-3 after 8. I thought maybe 4-4 when I looked at it, but
I don't know. I thought that they were better than this.
You got an exciting team with some guys that are contributing that we didn't think were going to contribute. Did you think Watford was going to have double digits?
No, I like Watford. I do. I like Watford.
You think Grimes was going to look like a star on certain nights?
I like Grimes, but sometimes Grimes, just like, Edgecombe's a star, right? Edgecombe disappears sometimes.
He's a rookie.
I know,
but he hasn't even played 10 NBA games
yet.
Get
it, man. I don't want to see him disappear. And
I don't want to scheme to take him
I don't
want
to see him miss gimme shots. He's missed gimme layups, and I don't want to where he not necessarily layups, but like that jumper that's like right in front of the basket. He's bricked it a bunch of times already, and I don't want to see that from a kid that I got high hopes for. I know he's a rookie. I know he's young. I just want to see him knock down the shots he's supposed to knock down, especially in key parts of games. So the way I see the Sixers right now is Paul George is going to be cancerous to this team, but as much as I say that, he's stealing money, but they kind of need him.
Well, it'd be good to see how he blends in, but I mean, they're 3rd in scoring right now.
I know they are. I know, and a lot of that's because of Maxey, who, by the way,
just phenomenal, man.
As great as Maxey is, he's not a closer, and that's
he absolutely is.
I don't think he is. It's why.
Well, he closed 2 of these wins. He closed.
And also, 2 of the 3 losses, he didn't get the chance. They didn't give him the last shot.
Was that his fault?
He couldn't get open on the 1 pass attempt from Grimes. He couldn't get there.
Yeah, I mean, this is overall a pretty young squad. It's a pretty young squad.
I haven't seen evidence since Maxey's been here that he has killer in him, that he's a closer when push comes to shove. I haven't seen that. Now, has he won and gotten to the foul line and put away a couple of these games?
Yeah, he leads the league in scoring.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Yes, of course. He has to. If we're being honest, he has to.
Yeah, I mean, but look, this is the same story with the Sixers. Even though they're exciting and I'm kind of enjoying watching them, it's a second-round exit regardless. They're going to win the first round, whoever they play, I think.
Probably, because they can beat, I don't know, the Hawks of the world and the Magics of the world and whoever might be there.
I think it's going to be the 4 or 5 matchup, I do.
Well,
one way or another.
We'll see. I mean, if it's between Boston, it'll be tough. But with no Tatum, I think you can win a series against Boston. But it's tough.
Maybe.
I still think Boston's a better team.
But the future is a bit brighter, regardless how this season ends.
You're right about that.
The future is a bit brighter than I thought it was going in, because you know how I've been on the Sixers the last 18 months.
Of course. Forget about them.
I'm never negative, but I've been negative on the Sixers because I'm just calling it like it has been.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Not trading Joel before last season was their biggest mistake.
Yeah.
If they would have done that, and whatever they got from that plus this,
I know.
They'd be a finals contender.
The thing that bothers me when I watch NBA analysts on ESPN or FS or whatever the major national people are, it's like when they talk about the Sixers, they go, well, the Sixers it's all about a healthy Joel Embiid. No, it isn't.
It's not anymore.
No,
it's not. It's past that.
Forget about Embiid.
It's past that. He's 30 years old now.
Let's talk about the Sixers without talking about Embiid.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Now, here's the problem
not the same.
with Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid. When Joel Embiid comes on the floor, he refuses to accept being a role-playing center.
Right.
He refuses.
Because he
won't let go.
He's got too much pride.
Yeah, he won't let go of being the franchise guy. And he isn't. No, he's not a team guy at all. And Nick Nurse falls right into that trap. Nick Nurse has to make Embiid the focal point of the game.
He panders.
Especially in that Bulls game at the end where Embiid shot us out of that game.
It's pretty dysfunctional when it comes to Embiid. And it's unfortunate because it could have gone so different.
It could have. But, they are what they are.
I think they win 50 games, though. I think they go 50-32.
They're a more exciting team. They're more fun to watch. I'll give them that. I love that aspect of it. I like VJ a lot. I want him to stay present in these games.
What a pick.
Great pick.
What a pick.
I mean, for the first 3 or 4 games, he was on a roll, and then he kind of disappeared the last few games.
It'll be in waves, though. It'll come in waves because he could come out here on Saturday night and be just phenomenal. It's Saturday night, right?
Another thing I'm tired of. I'm tired of the back-to-back excuse. Oh, they're playing the Cavs. They look exhausted, like they're coming off. It's like, dude, these are finely tuned athletes.
I know.
Professional athletes that are built for this. If they weren't playing an NBA game back-to-back, they'd be in the gym back-to-back.
Exactly.
So let's
didn't hear about this when we were growing up.
These tired
Barkley and Jordan and Stockton and Malone.
And in the same breath, I'll also say they should probably do away with these back-to-backs. They're a little ridiculous. But
so you're contradicting yourself.
I know. Well, I just think that the NBA schedule, making back-to-backs in the first place,
kind of retarded.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about on one of these 2 games, you're not going to see Embiid. That is written. It is in stone.
Right.
And let's say they have 2 back-to-back home games. Well, the consumer doesn't know which one Embiid's sitting out. They might buy tickets and go to a game where he ain't playing. Not that it matters, but let's say they love Embiid and want to see Embiid play.
So to your point, remember last season before the season started, I said what the over-under was for Embiid, Maxey, and George to all play. They're not going to hit that total I gave for 1 season last year in 2 seasons.
No, they're not.
I think I said 45.
They're not going to play 45 games.
Together over 2 seasons. And I'll even include the playoffs.
Yeah.
Won't happen.
It won't
I think they're at 9.
Yeah. Paul George is stealing money on this team. Terrible. And they need him. As bad as that sounds.
I'm on record as saying that this is a horrible trade. And
the worst. One of the worst.
Having these clowns argue with me on X that he was going to be great.
It's a hair better than the Andrew Bynum trade.
Oh, Bynum. Wow. Bynum drop. You're going back to 2014 with Bynum.
Do we really want to go all the way back to trading Charles Barkley for Jeff Hornacek?
If you chart this franchise from the 0-1 finals loss to now, it's just a sea of tears.
It's sad. Even in the Iverson era after that.
Trading
it was
Iverson.
sad. He traded Iverson. And he knew he was getting traded.
And he went pretty deep in the playoffs with the Nuggets. I think they went to a conference finals.
Yeah, well, he had Melo.
Yeah.
And they had a couple role players.
Remember, I was in college, and I was just like so depressed seeing him in a Denver uniform.
The new NBA. Look at the Bulls. They got the statutory rapist, Giddy.
Yo!
He's the statutory rapist.
Is he really?
Yeah, but the thing is, it flew under the radar and never got mentioned. Why? Because he's a white guy. They don't mention it.
I think Corey Hart has something to say about that.
Was
it Corey Hart?
Was it?
Who's that guy's name? No.
Which
Carter
guy is
Hart.
that?
Corey Hart.
Oh, Carter
Corey
Hart.
Hart sang, I wear my sunglasses
Yeah,
at
I was about
night.
to say that's a pop guy. Yeah.
Carter Hart.
Carter Hart.
Corey Hart might have something to say about it, too.
He wore his sunglasses at night, for God's sake.
Yo, man. That's funny, man.
But yeah.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it flew under the radar when he was with OKC.
Is it Josh Giddey or Josh Gidey?
Giddy. Okay. Yeah, Gidey. I wish it was. That would be so much better.
My aunt's in France, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, we just said, good day.
Ah.
My aunt's in Paris right now. Normandy.
This is how pathetic the Bulls franchise has been since Jordan and Pippen left. That there hasn't been a guy that put up back-to-back triple-doubles in a night
Derrick
since
Rose didn't
Josh
do it?
Giddey. No, Josh Giddey did it. He's the first Bull since the Jordan Pippen era to do it. That's how pathetic that franchise has been, that Josh Giddey is doing it.
They have been a touch more pathetic than the Sixers franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to list most pathetic franchises this century,
the Bulls
Sixers are top 10.
Oh yeah,
probably like 9.
At least the Bulls.
They're like 9.
At least in this century, the Bulls had a dynasty and probably one of the best basketball teams ever with Jordan and Pippen and Rodman.
That wasn't this century though.
Oh yeah, you're right. From 2000, you're talking about. I'm talking about the 90s. You're right.
Y2K is the great divider.
Okay, I thought you meant in the last 100 years. Okay,
I mean, the
there
90s,
you go.
Nothing
From 2000 on,
only thing
the Bulls
in
have
NBA,
done nothing.
Only thing in NBA history that tops the 90s Bulls is like Red Auerbach's Celtics of the 1950s.
You're right.
Or
Exactly.
some people would argue the Lakers in the 70s,
Yes,
late
the
70s,
Lakers.
early 80s.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
Greatest NBA performances
Celtics, Lakers,
of all time.
Bulls.
Go figure.
And then Golden State. So
Golden State's run really post 2000 most successful franchise.
Yeah, that's where I would go. But we're getting
Hornets
ahead of
are another
ourselves
pathetic
here.
franchise.
Oh, what a pathetic! Oh my God,
Best
pathetic
uniforms,
team.
worst franchise.
And that's going back to Jordan. Jordan can't even get them right. For God's sake.
Yeah. Alonzo Mourning was one of my faves, though.
Yeah, and Larry Johnson, Grandmama. They had and Muggsy Bogues. I
had the Grandmama.
The
I had the Converse. I
had the Larry Johnson shoes. I had the jersey.
Is that the last time the Converse was anything special?
Yeah. It was
crazy.
I had the Larry Johnsons.
Me too.
I had
the
Zoe jersey on the Hornets because it was the hottest jersey.
I had the Zoe.
I had the hat.
I had the Team USA number 14 Alonzo.
Really?
I used to rock that. I used to think I was the coolest kid rocking that jersey.
Yeah, I hear you. I loved my Alonzo jersey.
Yeah.
Because the Hornets jersey was the truth back then.
Oh man,
back then.
The Hornets starter jacket was the one.
Yeah, exactly.
As I rock my starter throwback.
Yes. Well, starter, that was the jam back then.
Real quick on starter, I was in Boscov's today for the first time in years. They brought back the original starter jackets.
Really?
They brought back the pullovers and the zip-ups. You might want to drop into Boscov's and get yourself one. They had XLs.
I had a Chiefs pullover. I did. In the Joe Montana, J.J. Burden era.
All right, the segment is over.
Well, I was a Chiefs fan up until
that's fair.
Up until we saw them in the Super Bowl, and now I want root for them to lose every week.
I like the Chiefs because they had Christian Okoye.
And I love the Okoye.
Yeah.
And I was a big Lamar Jackson guy, but now I root for him to lose.
Yeah,
I was a fan.
You can't be a Jalen Hurts purist and like any of these.
I know. Now they all must go.
It's Jalen versus the world, bro, because everybody in the world hates him unless you're a Philadelphian. It's crazy to me.
True.
Even some Philadelphians still hate him. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it
Joe
either.
Giglio has gone off the rails.
You know what though?
I can't stand listening to him anymore.
And I'll say this.
I'll be honest.
I'll say this to everybody. I have switched to Johnny Marks, our guy Johnny Marks.
Yeah, Johnny Marks, a big friend of the show. He's been on 3 times with us, something like that.
Yes, I've switched
you gotta
to
have
him.
John back on soon.
Sometimes my radio is automatically set to WIP sometimes when I get in the car, and like you know, I'll hear Hugh and I'll leave it on till a commercial break, and then I'll go, all right, let me switch over to Johnny Marks, and then Colarulo.
I love Bill.
I have switched over to Colarulo and Ricky Bo. And my main reason why is because listening, and this is no knock, okay? Look,
you mean watching?
The guy's done what he's done, all right? And I'm not going to knock him for his accomplishments in life to get where he is. I'm just going to say, like for baseball, for instance.
Who, Ricky Bottalica?
No, listening to Spike Eskin.
I can't stand him.
Talk about baseball.
I can't stand Spike Eskin.
Talking is like listening to Kevin Hart talk about astrophysics. That's what it's about.
That's a pretty good analogy.
That's what it is. I mean, because Spike Eskin talking baseball is so nonsensical that anybody with sense could just sit there and go, I got to switch over.
It's like
I gotta
listening
get this
to,
off.
I got going for you. It's like listening to Ryan Clark talk about NASCAR.
Yeah, well, it's exactly like that. It
Horrible.
is. And by the way, Spike, who's supposed to be the NBA guy, is so clueless. He's a tough listen.
I
It's
can't
tough
listen
radio
to
to
him.
listen
He's
to.
only in there because of who his father was.
And I love Ike Reese. And it's a shame.
Ike is good.
And our boy Jack Fritz.
Yeah,
you know,
love Jack,
I'm a fan of.
So speaking
that.
of, we're going to personalities. You can watch the Cuz on the Fly Network. The Fly Network is on Samsung TV Plus. Do you have a Samsung TV?
Yes.
You ever use that app?
Not really.
Samsung TV Plus. Fly is on there. You can watch
I
all
love
their
the
programming.
Cuz.
You can watch him every day during the day. He's on.
Nice.
So you have a Samsung TV. You know that app, Samsung TV Plus. It comes with the TV.
Yeah.
Fly, if you go to the sports section, Fly is on there.
Sometimes he gets a little nostalgic and he rambles a little bit.
But you can watch
the
all the
Cuz.
Fly stuff. They have some really good guys on there. They have like old 97.5 guys, old 94.1 guys. It's good. I didn't know if you knew that. I wanted to share that with you.
I did not know they were on
Samsung TV Plus. They gave them a contract and they're on.
I love that.
Free.
All right, I got to check that out.
There you go.
I'm going to have to check that out.
You do have to check that out.
I did not know that.
It's good programming. I like it. It's like refreshing from what you're used to hearing.
There it is. Jury's out on the Sixers. They're fun. We know that. They're more exciting
now. The Birds
now.
might actually not lose again and just win the Super Bowl. I just want to prepare you for that possibility, Tech.
Well, since you're making that pick, let's talk about your other picks.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's time for Prem's Picks.
These games are a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
Prem's Picks. Where are we at?
Well, a couple weeks ago, I had the Broncos over the Cowboys, which happened.
Yep.
I had the Packers over the Steelers, which happened, which was Sunday Night Football.
Yep.
And I had the Falcons over the Dolphins, which didn't happen, but I made that pick thinking Penix was going to start. And Cousins started.
Yeah.
I'm 9-6, but I have to put an asterisk. It's like 9 and 5.5 because I thought Penix going in there would beat the Dolphins.
Right.
But he didn't play. Nevertheless, that's the risk you take.
Yeah.
When you make picks.
Hey, 9-6 ain't bad.
But
Still
I'm 9-6, and as we head into Week 10, here are the episode 179 locks.
Locks.
We talked about it briefly earlier, Tech. The Bucs are hosting the Patriots in Tampa. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. I just like the Bucs in this game. I think they're just a grittier team. I think they're just a more legitimate team.
Yep.
The Patriots, they have some great pieces. Drake May has been well above what I think people think he is.
Oh, top QB, yeah.
Very good. I mean, they got really nice. They have some deep threats that they use, some no-name guys that they use that are really good down the field.
Yeah.
Good running game. Something about this one just screams Bucs win to me. It might be close, but I think Baker just does enough to get the W. And they have to have the win to keep pace with the rest of the NFC contenders.
Yep.
Give me the Bucs at home over the Patriots on Sunday.
Lock.
The Jags go to Houston to play the Texans. Texans' defense has just been absolutely superb. I mean, they're really good defensively.
Yeah.
But I think that the Jags have enough overall to go in there and kind of overpower them. C.J. Stroud is injured, so it'll be Davis Mills.
Oh, yeah.
I think that plays a big role. Yeah, there you go. I like the Jags. I really think this is a lock. I could be wrong, though. Trevor Lawrence could also throw 2 pick sixes, and then that changes the whole game. I mean,
he could.
Texas defense is that good, but I just don't think they're a real team this year. I think the Jags are hanging around for that wild card spot.
Yeah.
And they believe it.
Yeah,
so
they believe it.
I think they go in there and get a tough divisional win in Houston.
Lock.
I went Sunday Night Football a couple weeks ago as the Packers beat the Steelers. The Steelers again play on Sunday Night Football this week in LA against the Chargers. And again,
good game.
They will lose on Sunday night to Justin Herbert and the Chargers in Los Angeles. Give me the Chargers on Sunday Night Football because you've been waiting all day for Sunday night tech. I like the Chargers to win. I think it might be close. You know, Aaron Rodgers still has a little bit of juice left, but something about watching the Steelers, I don't think, oh wow, they're gonna contend.
No,
I think
me neither.
they're gonna
I even think the Ravens can go on a run and win the division still.
I think they can too.
I think
the
that's
Ravens.
over.
The Ravens, if Lamar stays healthy, they might only have one more loss on this.
Maybe.
It's very possible they finish 11-6. Steelers could go the other direction.
They could
at the same time. Give me the Chargers in sunny Los Angeles on Sunday night.
Lock.
To recap, Tech, we got the Bucks beating the upstart Patriots in Tampa.
Lock.
The Jags beating the Stroudless Texans in Houston.
Lock.
And the Chargers beating old man Aaron and old man Tomlin in LA on Sunday night.
Lock.
This has been Week 10's edition of Prem's NFL Picks.
This is a big game Monday night.
31-27, Tech.
You're going with that?
I'm going with the VetPhact score.
There it is, 31-27. You know what? I'll say 31-28.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right.
Let's just stay there.
Let's do it.
All right, there it is. We will see you next week. Go Birds.
Vet Alumni.